Hello, this is Teresa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we're still on the book Americanna. This is our book for January, and we're trying to round up as fast as we can. We've gone through chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and now I'm going to take you through chapter 4 and 5 together. Chapter 1, the book introduced ifemelu in chapter 1. In chapter 2, obinze was introduced, and in chapter 3, ifemelu's parents and her auntie Uju was introduced into the book. So now in chapter 4 and chapter 5, they were basically talking about how she and obinze met and how the relationship started way back in secondary school. So chapter 4 started with them back in their school. Obinze had just transferred from Nsukka to Lagos. His mom was a lecturer in Nsukka, and the rumor was spreading around the school that she had fought with a man, a fellow professor in the school there. So that was why he was transferred to their school. So he was like the new coolest boy in the school, and the big guys gang had already just added him to their group. So obinze was supposed to be merged with ifemelu's friend Ginika. Ginika is like the prettiest girl in school. She is always winning the finest girl in school every year. So that was like the match that was about to happen. So obinze's friend threw a party and invited them, and he had planned that at that party he was now going to link the two of them. And as God will have it, Ginika walked in with ifemelu, and obinze's eyes were just on ifemelu. He was not even looking at the Ginika that is a fine girl. He was looking at ifemelu that I've just introduced to him as the ruffian of the class. She was the girl that just spoke anyhow, like she spoke her mind and did not care about any other person's opinion. So the party went on, and obinze was just all over her, and they started talking. Like they excluded themselves from the whole class to talk, got to know each other. They were both book readers, so they just clicked. One moment, her friend Ginika started to like hate on her. You know how girls are, like she just snatched obinze from her, who was supposed to be the girlfriend. But anyhow, it went on like that, and then Ginika's parents were relocating to America, so she came and broke the news. Melu felt a little bit of relief, like finally this my friend is going away. I'm going to miss her, but at least all the attitude will also get away with her. So the group of friends that were always together, they're like kids, rich kids, that their parents always took them to travel to America, to this, to that. Even though obinze had traveled to America on his mother's visa, but ifemelu was like an average kid that the parents could not afford any of those things. So she wanted to go and be living with her auntie Uju in Ikoyi, so that she could feel among with her friends and also be telling stories of rich life, all of those things. But her dad had refused her going to stay in Auntie Uju's house. And then later on in this book, they introduced obinze's mother, who invited ifemelu to their house for lunch. And she was like, your mother invited me to lunch. Like, you know how it was that time when you were dating, especially in secondary school, your parents do not want to hear, like you can never ever dare mention to your parents that you were in a relationship. But obinze's mother and him had a kind of close relationship, so he invited her to their house for lunch. And when ifemelu went, she tried to be herself, because Auntie Uju advised her to be herself, and she tried. Like when I asked her, are you a very good cook? Can you cook? And she wanted to lie and to be like wife and girlfriend material. She was like, no ma, I cannot cook. But she can cook indomie very well. The later part, they also told us of how obinze's mom was on a Sunday, they were together. Like she always go to obinze's house like almost every Sunday. So when they were there watching a movie, and obinze's mother was like, I forgot to get something, I wanted to go and buy it, let me quickly go and buy it. And they were watching something. So when obinze's mother went, they quickly paused the film and went inside to touch themselves and kiss and everything. So they ran quickly back and played the movie. When they heard her car coming in, when she entered, and she was like, this was the place we were watching before I left. So she knew that something had happened. So she called ifemelu into our room and advised her like a mother should. And she talked with her and said that if anything happens, you as the woman, you are going to be the person to carry the burden and all of those. So she was supposed to protect herself and everything. So the mother told her, if I were you, I would advise that you wait until you are in the university, not right now. So that was what happened in chapter 4 and chapter 5. Stay tuned as I review till the end of this book with you. Subscribe to my channel and turn on my notifications. See you next time.